Hey guys, what's up? Adil here with another video of TechWafer, and in this video I'm going to do a speed test comparison between the Galaxy A50 and Huawei's P30 Lite. So let me introduce the specs of both phones and then we will continue to the speed test. Okay, so speaking of the display, the Galaxy A50 has 6.4 inches display and it is a Super AMOLED display, and the P30 Lite has 6.1 inches display and it is an IPS LCD display. Let's move on to the resolution of both phones. Both phones are having 1080p resolutions. So let's move on to the operating system of both phones. Both phones are running Android 9.0 Pie, and speaking of the chipset, Huawei's P30 Lite having high silicon Kirin 710, that is a 12 nanometer chipset, and the Samsung Galaxy A50 has Exynos 9610 processor, which is a 10 nanometer chipset. Speaking of the CPUs, both phones have octa-core processors. Speaking of the GPUs, the P30 Lite is having Mali G51 MP4 inside, while on the other hand the Galaxy A50 is having Mali G72 MP3 GPU inside, that is powering the games on both phones and the graphics as well. Speaking of the storage, both phones are having 128 gigs of internal storage and 4 GBs of RAM. That were the technical details that you should know before the speed test. There are a few other things like camera and battery like stuff, but I don't think that is necessary for the speed test. So let's move on to the speed test, and first of all I'll have to clear the cache of both phones and the recent apps as well. We're just done clearing the RAM of both phones. Now it's time to run the test and let's do it. Let's start with the app section first and see who wins the race, and here we go. We will be starting the test with the Share It app and let's do it. Okay, P30 Lite is clear winner in Share It. So let's go back and run another app, and now we are going to run Instagram on both phones and let's do it. Okay, the response time of Instagram was quite similar on both phones. There's not much difference, and it is also worth mentioning that I'm using same internet connection on both phones and there's no other device connected to internet except these two devices. So let's go back and run another app, and this time we are going to run Facebook on both phones. Let's go and start Facebook. Okay, the P30 Lite was quite faster compared to the Galaxy A50 while running and loading the Facebook app. Let's go back. And now we are going to run the custom calculator for mobiles and let's do it. Okay, the response time was quite similar on both phones and it was tie. Let's go back and okay, now we are going to run the SoundCloud app on both phones. I am not logged in any phone, so let's open the apps. Okay, the P30 Lite was a little bit faster, I say, and it's a win for P30 Lite for SoundCloud. Let's go back. And now we are going to run the Uber on both phones, and it is a second last app that we'll be running in the app section. Let's open it. Okay, the response time was quite similar on both phones, I say. So let's go back. And we will be running the Geekbench 4 and we will be testing Geekbench 4's score. So let's open the Geekbench 4 app Okay, the loading time was quite similar. Now let's run the CPU benchmarks on both phones and see which one finishes it first. I'll zoom a little bit, and meanwhile you can enjoy. Okay, let's run the CPU benchmarks. I will fast forward it and move on to the results. Okay, so the Galaxy A50 is at 96%, while the P30 Lite is at 94%, and A50 is already finished and it has 1725 single core scores and 5550 multi-core scores. On the other hand, the P30 Lite is also finished and it has 1533 single core scores and 5008 multi-core scores. So in terms of processor, A50 is clearly winner in benchmark scores, and there's like 5 to 6% difference while we were running the Geekbench test. So let's go back and we'll be running the game section, and let's see who wins the race. And we will be running gravity jump. Let's open it. Okay, the Galaxy A50 was quite faster, a little bit faster compared to the P30 Lite. So let's just go back, and now we'll be running the Angry Birds on both phones. So let's run it. Okay, so game is loading on both phones, and it was already loaded on Galaxy A50. Let me lower the volume on both phones so that you would not be distracted like this. Now we'll be running house paint game on both phones. Let's open it. So the loading was a bit faster on P30 Lite. Okay, P30 Lite was a little bit faster, I'd say. Now let's go back. Now we'll be running Subway Surfer on both phones. So let's open it. Game is being loaded on both phones, and I think A50 will got the lead. Okay, so the A50 was like a microsecond faster compared to the P30 Lite. Now let's tap the play button and run this game. Okay, now let's go back, and okay, so now we will be running the last game of our gaming test, and this is the PUBG, the most awaited and the crazy game. So let's run it and see who wins the PUBG race. Okay, let's wait. I hope that A50 will got the lead here, but the loading animation was faster for P30 Lite, so okay, the loading animation is a little bit faster, like a 1 second or 2 second faster on P30 Lite, and the game is loaded on P30 Lite, and the A50 was a little bit slower. So that's pretty much it. Let's tap the run button on both phones and start it. Let's just do it. And here we go. We're starting the games. Both phones are using different accounts for PUBG, so there's not much issue. The A50 is already started, but that could be the server issue. That was our speed test between Galaxy A50 and P30 Lite. Thank you for watching. Have a good day, and don't forget to like the video, comment below and share it with your friends, and also don't forget to subscribe our channel for more amazing content like this. Good day.